Bangladesh, a nation birthed from turmoil, finds itself once again on the precipice. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, once hailed as a beacon of progress, is gone. Her resignation has left a void filled with uncertainty and fear. At the heart of this crisis lies a nation deeply divided. Years of simmering grievances over corruption and economic inequality have boiled over. The streets of Dhaka are now scarred by the flames of protest and the echo of gunfire. The speed at which Bangladesh's political landscape has unraveled is startling. Today, she is in exile, her legacy tarnished by accusations of authoritarianism and brutality. This is a story of a people's hopes betrayed. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy in the face of unchecked power. While the roots of Bangladesh's current crisis run deep, it was the courage of the nation's youth that ultimately brought the edifice of Hasina's rule crashing down. Student-led protests, ignited by a potent mix of idealism and anger, spread like wildfire across the country. These young people, raised on promises of a better future, found themselves facing a starkly different reality. Rampant corruption had hollowed out institutions, leaving them disillusioned and disenfranchised. The space for dissent, once relatively open, had shrunk dramatically under Hasina's increasingly authoritarian rule.
The protests began at Dhaka University, a historic breeding ground for political activism. Students took to the streets, demanding an end to corruption, accountability for human rights abuses, and a restoration of democratic freedoms. Their demands, though simple, struck a chord with millions across the country.
What started as a student movement quickly morphed into a nationwide uprising. Ordinary citizens, fed up with the status quo, joined the protests in droves. Lawyers, doctors, teachers, shopkeepers, people from all walks of life united in their call for change. With Hasina's departure and the country teetering on the brink of chaos, the Bangladesh military, a powerful force with a history of political intervention, has stepped in to fill the void. While the generals have promised a swift return to civilian rule, their sudden prominence has cast a long shadow over the nation's future. The military's assurances of neutrality have been met with skepticism, both within Bangladesh and internationally. The country's past is littered with coups and periods of military rule, leaving many wondering if this intervention is merely a prelude to a more permanent power grab. Adding to the unease is the brutal efficiency with which the military has moved to quell the protests. While the violence has subsided, reports of arbitrary arrests, disappearances and excessive force by security forces continue to surface. For now, the military holds the reins of power. Whether they will use this opportunity to guide Bangladesh back to stability and democracy, or to further their own ambitions, remains to be seen. Section 4. Whispers of Foreign Influence. As Bangladesh grapples with its internal demons, whispers of external interference have begun to circulate.
Some regional analysts, pointing to the speed and intensity of the protests, suggest the involvement of foreign actors seeking to destabilize the country. One name, in particular, has been repeatedly invoked: Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence, or ISI. The ISI, long accused of meddling in the affairs of its neighbors, has a history of covert operations in Bangladesh, often aimed at undermining its stability.
While concrete evidence of ISI involvement remains elusive, the allegations highlight the geopolitical complexities surrounding the crisis in Bangladesh. The country, strategically located in a volatile region, has long been a pawn in the great game played out between regional powers. Whether or not these allegations prove true, they serve as a reminder that Bangladesh's internal struggle for democracy is playing out against a backdrop of intense regional rivalries and competing interests. Section 5. A fragile future. Bangladesh faces an uncertain future. The road ahead will be fraught with challenges.
Establishing a credible political process is crucial. Genuine dialogue between all stakeholders is needed. Addressing the root causes of unrest is essential. Tackling corruption and strengthening institutions is key.
The international community has a crucial role. Diplomatic support and economic assistance are vital. Bangladesh's future hangs in the balance.